Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 11 of The Geek Perspective. On today's show, we are discussing The Boy and the Beast. Yes, it is our review show, so stay tuned. We have a great show today, everybody. And before we get started, I want to urge everybody to subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. And of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you comment on our videos and let us know what you think, what you guys want to see, what you guys want us to talk about, if you have any ideas, and also keeps you up to date to what's going on with our show. So, everybody, let's get started. So, how you guys doing today?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, Derek's over here sneezing up a storm.
Someone probably shouldn't have swept the floor.
Yeah, well, you talking to the maintenance guy about that?
What's
What's going on, Tom?
up, guys? How you doing?
Living the dream, La Vida Loca. All right, so if you guys are ready, we're just going to jump into some news. So I don't know how you guys feel about Deathstroke, but Deathstroke is getting his own animated TV show. And it's going to be on the CW Seed. I don't know if you guys have this app. I know it's on the Roku. It's probably on the Amazon Fire Stick, I'm guessing. CWC is a really, really cool app. If I urge people, if you haven't tried it, check it out. It's really good. But the TV show, it's an animated show. It's going to be called Knights and Dragons. And it's going to be an origin type of story. Will you guys check it out? Check it out. I think I will.
So this has nothing to do with the Deathstroke from Arrow, correct?
No, I think it's going to be an all new thing. I think it's going to be a separate show. But I find it interesting. It's going to be on the CW Seed.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner because he's a cool character. So I think that they could do a lot with this, but we'll see what happens. And next, The Tick. I know Tom is very disappointed. I'm disappointed. It's being canceled after 2 seasons. Ben Edlund is hoping to find a new home for the show. He's hoping that someone will want to pick it up, and I sincerely hope somebody does because it is a good show. But Tom had some ideas of who could and maybe should pick up the show. What were you saying earlier, Tom?
Well, I definitely would like to see it picked up again. I'm very disappointed that it's canceled. Yeah, I think it'd be great on a Netflix or a Hulu. Personally, I mean, I like the idea of it on a streaming service. I just prefer those. But if it were to stay on that, I think just because I feel like out of the 3, Amazon Prime is probably the 3rd most popular of the 3. Yeah, because Netflix was the first, so everybody in the world has Netflix, and then a lot of people have Hulu, which I do, but not a lot have Amazon. I mean, and I think Amazon's a great deal. I mean, and it's great, and I think everybody should have it, but not everybody does because it was later to the market. It's a little more expensive because you buy it in year increments a lot of times. So I think it could have a really good life on either Netflix or Hulu personally. So I'd like to see it go to them or any network channel, but if it were to stay streaming, Netflix or Hulu personally.
You are so right that it really hasn't been given the chance that it deserves.
Yeah.
It's a really good show. And I think if it was on Netflix or Hulu, I think you'd probably get more people checking it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cable, like actual cable network picked it up instead of a streaming service. So like say this is a DC character or no? Or is this a real?
No, independent.
Independent
character.
New England Comics Press is what it's.
I mean, the CW can still pick it up or Fox.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, because Fox had the original one. Remember Roy? The one with the guy, what's his name? He was in Seinfeld there. Patrick Warburton. Remember the original Tick? Not the original live action Tick back in the 90s?
Yes.
With Patrick Warburton.
Yes.
I believe that was Fox. I have it on DVD. Again, that I don't think was ever given a fair shot either. It was very funny, way ahead of its time for a superhero show back then. I just don't think people understood it and knew how to take it, you know? So See what happens. I hope it does get picked up because, I mean, it's a great show. He's a great character. He really is. So
It is a great show. And I want to welcome Damp Webs 1996 to the show. Hello. Welcome to the show. All right. So now, for the Walking Dead fans, have you guys heard about Whiskey Cavalier?
mhm.
It has been canceled. Now, does this mean Maggie goes back to the Walking Dead?
I don't know. What do you think?
I do.
I don't know why not, because
She's not been written out, and there were rumors that she was coming back anyway for some dates, some episodes. So
And
I
there are
think
even
this
some-
definitely means she's coming back.
plus there's some fan theories saying that it's her on the radio from the season finale.
Yes, I think you mentioned that before, actually. So we'll have to see, but I think that definitely means she's coming back. Just my personal opinion.
Mhm.
You know, I wanted to like the show. It had a pretty good cast, but I just didn't see it happening.
Yeah, I tried. I watched probably an episode and a quarter of it. You know, one full episode and a quarter of another one. Linda. And I couldn't get into it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Maggie. I think she's a great actress. She's very attractive. But I just didn't dig the show.
Derek wants his face shown, so I have to change the format here. Derek's pretty face wasn't being shown.
Well, I was just letting him know that when he does the banners, because I am on the bottom, I do.
Yeah, yeah, it does go right across his face when we do it. Oh, Raymond Luxury Yacht did not get a notification for a live stream.
I blame Derek.
What do you mean? Depends on where it came from. If it was Facebook, I literally put it as you hit the live button.
So is Luxury Yacht his given last name, or?
I don't know.
I am kidding.
Luxury, yeah, is that your real last name? I'm guessing no, but you never know. Linda said she tried to, but she didn't like the show either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't seem to work for me.
Like, I saw the trailer. To me, I just didn't feel it.
You weren't feeling it, Derek?
Not from the trailer.
You
Nope.
weren't feeling it?
Nope.
What were you feeling?
Like I should watch something else.
Hey,
Fair enough.
that nails that right on the head. I shouldn't watch this crap. Okay, then. On to the next topic on that note. So, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Some news has come out, and it appears it's going to be 5 hours long plus. It's going to take us through the whole Arrowverse. And if the artwork is true for the show, it's going to entail Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, and Legends of Tomorrow. Though no specific air date has been confirmed, it's going to be in the fall. That we can pretty much be sure of. And thought is it might be during the season's finales, possibly if it's not in the fall. People are still weighing back and forth of how this is going to happen. And they're thinking it could really have an effect on the Arrow series finale, which I think would be awesome if this affects. And I'm thinking this is how Arrow's going to end. I think he dies.
And I also
Spoiler alert, I believe he dies.
You think he dies, huh?
Good. Well, because if you read the comic books, two big, well, at the time weren't big, but two big heroes die in the comic book. I won't say who. Not that it really matters because they'll probably change it anyway. But two big heroes do die.
Which comic are now? Does this comic like follow the show, or is
No, this is the comic from like the 90s.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's when it came out. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But it's the actual comic from the series.
now see, I would like to think that one of the villains in this is possibly going to be the Reverse Flash, as on the season finale. He said, "See you at the next crisis."
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he had something to do with it.
That'd be kind of cool. And then they'll get it all pissed off. No, you killed him.
That'd be cool.
Right? I think so.
Give him the phase through the heart.
My name is Wobbler Man. That's awesome.
Yes.
Awesome, Raymond.
Wobbler.
That is awesome.
He is the Wobbler. Anyone introduce you to the Throat Wobbler Mangrove. That is awesome.
Oh,
very cool.
Very good.
All right, so that is going to be the news. So unless Tom has some stuff he wants to talk about, we can jump into Senior Derek's show.
What do you mean? Unless I have something I want to talk about, like what am I supposed to talk about?
Whatever you want. Talk about your pop collection.
My pop collection?
Yeah, sure. Actually, while I got you here,
yeah,
we're supposed to have people popping on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And about asking you if you want some comic books. My buddy's kids, they're like, see if Tom wants to buy wants some comic books. I'm like, well, come on the show and ask him. I'm not getting involved.
Yeah, I are they older comic books and stuff?
Yeah, they're a bunch of crap.
You know, because I may know some. I don't do a lot of older. I do a lot of newer now. Like I don't collect comics for value. I collect them to read them. And it's, I mean, yeah, I have some that are valuable, but I'm more into the modern ones. But I have a lot of friends that are into older ones that, you know, that's all they buy is gold, silver age. So, I mean, I'll definitely take a look, and I might know somebody that's interested. So that's
I wouldn't know, and because they said they're going to pop on, but I didn't believe them, and I'm thinking they're not going to.
If they do, they do. And then also, before we get in, I mean, I know we talked a little bit about Endgame, but we should definitely do a review on the spoiler ban's been lifted by the Russos. You know what I mean? So
yes.
we can do an official one. They said if they say it's okay, we can do it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The newest trailer for Spider-Man: Homecoming is a spoiler.
Yes, it is.
And Brightburn coming out. I've been hearing really good things. Have you guys heard about the Brightburn?
I go back and forth. Seeing the previews.
I didn't know that it was Superman origin, like a Superman story, kind of like a dark Superman story.
Well, that is true. I was hearing that, but I wasn't sure if it was true or not.
Yeah, it's going to be like Superman meets horror kind of thing, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it's really cool, so I have to check that out.
It looks interesting. I might actually watch it.
You're a DC guy. You tell us.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it. I love horror, and then if they're gonna, merge in some Superman stuff, I'll check it out. You know,
I won't go to the movies to see it, but I definitely will check it out. It looks pretty good.
You know, we'll see. Yeah,
Meredith Goodwin and Sana. I think I said that right. Sana, both say hi.
Hey.
The biggest live crew ever.
Yeah, no, this is awesome.
What is going on here?
This is awesome. Yeah. So I definitely shouldn't go on my Alabama Georgia rant if we have that.
Yeah, I think you
I got to tune out really quick. So
come on, Tom, do it. Do it, Tom.
They get me so infuriated. Just
Tom is pro-abortion. No, he's against abortion. Is that right?
I am pro-choice. Pro-choice. I'm not pro-abortion. I'm pro the woman right to choose. It should always be the woman's right to choose. And then in Alabama, when 29 men make a decision for how many million women, I'm discussing old white men, and you know this affects minorities and poor people more. And I get very angry because what's going to happen when one of their mistresses, because you know they all got mistresses, needs an abortion, gets pregnant? You know they're going to somehow be able to get it, but the average Joe or Susie is not going to be able to, because these guys have decided to turn the United States into a fucking theocracy, and it's not. You know, it oh my god, like I said, this is we're in the beginning stages of what the United States looks like in that show, The Handmaid's Tale. It was little things started to happen, and then all of a sudden, women were second-class citizens. This is crazy. All the work that we've done, you know, we almost had a woman president. We've had an African-American president, and now we're taking 100 steps back. We're going back to the 70s and overturning Roe versus Wade. No, man.
That's crazy.
It's I could go on, and I won't. I'm just disgusted by it. Alabama and Georgia should be ashamed of themselves for doing this. And it has no foresight whatsoever. When it was illegal back in the day, they had the issues of back alley abortions, people, all this stuff, and there's no foresight, because what's going to happen in 6 months when it does become, we're going to have overpopulation, or we're going to have or we're going to have a combination of everything. I'm just disgusted. So let's move on before I get more angry.
He'll answer all the questions on our Twitter page.
If you have questions, email Tom at.
Yeah, I'll give him my personal number.
All right. Now, everybody, the reason why you're here, The Boy and the Beast, the review. And I know Tom loved the show. So, Derek, go ahead. Take it over.
All right. So I'll just go over a couple of the characters real quick. So the main character is a boy named Ren who lost his mother, and then like after the funeral he didn't really want to be with his father, and he didn't want to live with his legal guardians, so he runs away, and he somehow manages to find himself in a world of beasts. The one who takes him in, Kumatetsu, he's a warrior beast, looks like a dog. Well, would you say dog?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a bear.
Bear.
But like I thought he was like a wolf dog type of creature to me too. I thought I was the only one that was confused. Damn anime.
Well, you can't tell the characters if they're boys or girls, if they're dogs, wolves, or bears.
That big boobs though.
So he's looking for an apprentice, and he decides that he'll make this human child his apprentice, and he gives him the name Kyuta, which is Kyuta, in case anyone cares about spelling.
Are you teachers out there?
So they don't start off with like the best relationship. Like they're always bickering and arguing with each other, because Kumatetsu doesn't really know how to teach. He's just tells him what to do and expects the kid to do it.
He was a mean son of a bleep, is what he was.
Yes, he was.
But throughout the movie, they're able to like work past this and form a strong bond between, like kind of like almost like a father and son bond, as well as a teacher student.
It was a love story.
There's a lot of plot in here. Like,
there really is
a lot of plot story.
I'm kidding around, but this was a pretty deep movie, actually.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, so you have these bonds going on throughout. Eventually, later on in the movie, he stumbles away to get back into the human world, where he meets a girl named Kaida.
Oh.
And because he's never learned anything outside of training to be a warrior, I think he had like the basics for reading down, but he still struggled with certain words. So he ends up saving her from like being bullied in the library, and she, as a result of this, is willing to tutor him. So
yeah, what was up with that? All these boys and girls are torturing this poor girl randomly.
I think,
like, Jesus Christ Almighty.
I think that had to do with like the bullying in school kind of thing. Like that's what they wanted to point out, because she was smart and kind of nerdy. So I think that's why she was being bullied. But she's able to teach him the stuff he would have learned if he was in school.
The reading and stuff like that. Moby Dick.
So he's doing that at night, while during the day he's training with Kumatetsu, and he's trying to teach him some of these things as well. There's Tatara, who is a friend of Kumatetsu. Trying to think of, he's the monkey.
Yeah, I didn't get him.
He kind of, I feel like he kind of just like supports the kid, and he's getting a kick out of the fact that the banter that the two of them are doing, like the kid's actually teaching him how to be a better person through this. Oh man, some of these names I know I'm just gonna really mess up, even with the spelling.
That's why I didn't even try to write the names down. I'm like,
I wanted to be nice.
You wanted to be nice.
So if we go back to like when he's a kid and he first goes into the beast world, another main part of the story is Kumatetsu, and I gotta find out where the name.
We have a question, Derek, for you.
You watch Naruto?
I do watch Naruto.
Naruto. Look at you, Mr.
Yeah, I guess I said it wrong. Huh?
I guess so.
Oh, Tom, you're an asshole.
Damn, Tom, you're such an ass. Say it right, Tom.
Naruto.
I know most people say Naruto, and like the people that don't watch Naruto pronounce it Naruto.
Did you
I don't know
notice?
why.
Did you notice I said,
happens.
Derek? You have a question because I wasn't going to say it at all. I wasn't even going there.
I was looking for my notes for the name of the person he was fighting. Sana,
do you watch it?
I'm gonna guess since she asked me the question.
I don't know. She might want your opinion on this. Maybe she might want to try it out. I don't know.
Well, there's two things. There's Naruto, and then there's Naruto Shippuden, which is the teenage years. There's like ridiculous amounts of filler that you can skip. A couple episodes I'd recommend watching as far as the filler. But back to the movie. Kumatetsu and Yozen are both fighting to be like the next village leader. And like we're kind of right at the beginning, they do have a fight, and it's clear that Kumatetsu was going to lose. But the village leader said that fight I wasn't for that, so it didn't count.
Which I was confused by that. I was like, what?
Yeah,
cheating bastards.
And Yozen has two sons, Jiromaru and Ichirohiku. They both idolize their father, obviously, because he is the strongest one. He's got all these people lining up to be his apprentice, so it's always just assumed he's going to be the next leader. So Kyoto is actually kind of being bullied there too, right off the bat, because of Kumatetsu being the one training him, saying that he's not going to learn, and like this is the first real apprentice.
Oh, before all that, though, what I want to know is what's up with that little fur ball in his hair?
I know what you're talking.
If you haven't seen the movie, the dude's Kiriato Aspadana, whatever his name is, the little kid, he has this white fur ball that comes out of his head, goes, "Ew." He does this little thing. I can't do it, but he just pops out and just makes these squeaking noises.
I feel like that's kind of like his guide between the beast world and the
so he
human
didn't
world,
exist.
Well, if you paid attention, I think the first time you actually see him.
Oh, I paid attention. I don't know what the hell
like
that.
The first time you see the puff thing is when he's going through the portal.
I thought he was in the city. I thought they showed him he was hiding.
But like, he ends up showing him how to get back to the human world. Like he shows him that passage. I looked it up because I was confused by it too, but I believe it was the spirit of his mother.
All right.
I think that's what
my
it's supposed to be.
I don't think they ever really explained it to me anyway. I didn't get it. So okay. Anyway, go ahead. I love the artwork, by the way.
That's why I like these movies.
The flaming figures at the beginning, that was badass. Tom, the flaming figures at the beginning.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was very cool.
That's why I like these cartoons, like these anime movies. Like I feel like it's
some of the artwork is amazing.
Like it's just ridiculous the things that they can draw.
All right, real quick.
I know she's saying Sasuke is her favorite.
Wait, is that
Naruto?
Okay, that's Naruto. Okay.
That's Naruto. Yeah. Her favorite character is Sasuke.
I thought it was Suzuki.
I thought it was Saki. I'm like, I can go with some Saki right now.
Sasuke? Is that how you say it? How do you say it?
Sasuke. Sasuke.
Sasuke.
Sasuke. Oh my goodness.
Sasuke. Okay.
Yeah, he's a pretty badass character in the show. He is. He's also a dick, and they should really call the
I
second
think
half
Sana wants us to do a review on
Naruto.
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 We could do that next week.
So, well, not next week,
or
but
the next time we do
your next
whatever.
review we could. So, Sana, if you want to see us do a review on Naruto, let us know.
Wait a minute, Naruto's a show though, right?
Yes.
You have to watch the
You don't
whole
have to-
series,
oh,
Tom.
God,
So we'll have to do it down the road a little bit so we can actually watch some of it. But yeah,
There's like 700 episodes. You
Holy
gotta watch
jeez.
that in a week.
yeah, it'll be a while, but we'll do one.
For you, Sana, we will do it.
So even the two brothers, the oldest one, I'm just gonna abbreviate them. I will call him Jiro instead of Jiromaru. He kind of bullies Kyoto right off the bat, and Ichiro ends up stopping it, saying he can't defend himself. Like, don't do that. Somehow this they end up becoming friends, Jiro and Kyoto. It does then decide to start to upset Ichiro because he's Jiro's starting to favor Kumatetsu over his father.
Watching Derek speaking on the screen, everybody. Does Derek look like he's in a Japanese movie? Because his lips are moving and nothing's coming out.
How are you doing? So eventually, Ichiro ends up building like a.
Put the mic closer to your mouth. See if that helps.
He ends up building a hatred for him because he always idolized the beasts and he feels humans are inferior. You guys can also add to this.
I actually love the backdrop of Japan.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into the story itself because whatever. I think I'm not a huge anime person, but I will tell you this is a pretty good movie. Unfortunately, none of you are probably going to see it because it's not on Funimation. And you're going to pay to watch stupid things on there. But maybe someday Derek will do a review of a movie that you can actually watch.
You can also watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube?
I think I told you this on the other day. Like
I
think
don't
you do
listen
have
to
to.
you.
I think
Come
you do
on.
have to pay to watch it on YouTube, but it's only like $2 or something.
Maybe we should do a movie, an anime that they might watch if it's free.
It sounds like we have volunteers for the Naruto movies.
Right? We do have someone that likes Naruto. So, hey, that's it, right? Naruto? right? Naruto. I'm going to be Japanese before we end this thing. And I want to add one more thing because I think this is the most amazing thing. Do you realize it was the #1 film in the Japanese box office opening weekend, replacing Avengers: Age of Ultron?
That's unbelievable.
Right?
That's unbelievable.
That's freaking amazing.
That is,
I was like, wow.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, I got excited to watch that. I was like, ooh. And I actually like this movie.
Well, that's the thing with like a lot of these movies that come out of Japan, like because it's just an anime movie. Like there's no TV shows with it or mangas or anything.
Right.
So it's all just original story until like the hour and a half, 2 hours, or however long they are.
Right.
But like there's just so much depth into all of these movies and characters. Like they can compete with these big movies.
They do a lot of depth.
Movies.
Yeah. They don't cheap on the characters. Like some American movies, they'll do like a small little synopsis of a character, and that's it. Where here, ins and outs of most of the characters, except little fur balls. They don't really discuss those at all. That's right. I said it.
Yeah. So we'll go back to the teen. We'll jump around back to his teenage years when he's met Kaida. I'm sorry. I hate some of these names pronunciations. Kyoto also feels a void because he's torn because he doesn't have like the ties and friends or like a lot of friends or like bonds in the beast world. And over here, when he comes back, he does learn that his father was trying to find him. And now he's torn because maybe he wants to build that bond or not, restore his relationship with his father. So he gets like a big void, and they animate it very well, where he gets like you actually do see like a black hole form in his heart, and it starts to like take over and possess him. And Guide is able to snap him out of it by giving him her bracelet, which she uses to combat her anxiety.
Speaking of that black mass thing, Tom, do you get the feeling that there was a little horror element to that? I get that feeling.
To what? I'm sorry.
Come on, wake up, Tom. Do you get that feeling when I was watching this movie with the black heart thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got that feeling that like it was almost like a horror element.
Yeah, it threw me off at first. Now that you say it, sorry. Like when you had said it at first, I was like, "What did you say? Black heart?" Are you saying I have a black heart?
Yes, you're a black heart soul.
But yeah, no, it threw me off at first. But yeah, it did. It's kind of feel like a sort of horror element to it or something, because it was this thing burning in his chest, and it was dark. You know what I mean? So I think that that played into that feeling too. The fact that it was glowing in his chest, but it was black. You know what I mean? Like so, and black, gives this sort of imagery in our head and stuff. It's dark. It's what I mean. So yeah, I did get that.
Emotions.
Well, at the beginning also. I think it was before he went in to that beast realm.
Yeah.
He had this possessed look on his face.
And you see it when he goes by the store, and you see it in the mirror.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, a little evil, little bastard.
Yeah. So that's the negative emotion, I guess. Like it feeds off like you pitying yourself and all that stuff. So Ichiro also has this feeling. And it's brought out in the succession battle when Kumatetsu is losing to his father. And once he sees Kyota in the audience, Kyota is able to motivate Kumatetsu, and he starts doing the stuff that they were practicing, and he's able to actually win the succession battle, which really pissed off Ichiro, because you do find out he's actually a human. He's not a beast.
Spoiler alert. Way to go, Derek.
And this just enrages him, and he stabs Kumatetsu. And then this triggers the negative emotion inside Kyota, and he almost kills Ichiro.
And then they go through this big, huge fight scene between them.
And he's, again, Kai is able to snap him out of it. And Ichiro decides to use his negative emotion, this entity, like let it possess him, and he take to the human world to destroy the humans. And during this process, I'm sorry, we're kind of doing like the whole plot here, so there's a lot of spoilers in this. Not that,
I wouldn't give him the whole plot. I would just give him the synopsis. I wouldn't give a whole plot thing. I think we just give him like the synopsis. Because you want people to go see the movie. You don't want to give away everything. If you tell them everything, they're not going to see the movie.
Yeah, that's not true. No.
That is true.
No, because a couple of people have actually asked me on some of our reviews. They're like, "You guys are afraid to talk about what happens, huh?" And we're like, "We don't want to spoil anything."
No, it's not about what happens. It's describing the whole movie.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It should be describing the whole movie.
I agree. It should be it should be shorter in a synopsis.
We can discuss what happened. Just say
this is the second movie review, so we'll probably get it right on the next one.
Yeah, we'll get of course.
But yeah, so it's you got the good versus evil kind of scenario. You got a kid trying to find his place in the world. He finds love. He's trying to reconnect with his dad. He learns things.
He learns stuff.
Learn things.
One of my favorite parts, speaking of learning things, one of my favorite parts of this movie was when Kiyata, whatever the hell his name is, he was copying Kumatatsu, whatever his name is. When he was doing his like stick fighting, and doing like his dance thing, and he would be copying him when he'd be brushing the rock face, whatever. And he would start doing the moves with him. or when he was using a sword, he would grab the broom like a sword, and he would start fighting behind him, like he would be doing, like shadowing him.
I like that he's Komatetsu is actually training like that, but you see Kyoto doing that while he's doing chores.
Exactly.
He's like, the mimicry is like you can see it because they do the split screen where he's doing it outside and he's doing it inside the house.
I kind of got a Karate Kid vibe from it.
Yep.
Not exactly parallel, and it's probably because I just blew through the 2 seasons of Cobra Kai, but that was the feeling I got from it. I liked that, and I love the fight scenes. But yes.
So what you're saying is anime movies aren't all bad, right?
No, they're not my cup of tea. It was, but I mean, definitely, I can see why people like it. You know what I mean? I understand why people like it. The action's cool and stuff. And once we get to the end, I'll give some more of my feelings, like as to why I'm not a huge anime fan. But yeah, I mean, I can see why people dig anime.
Well, I mean, there's also like a difference in anime movies too. Like I picked this one, but if I picked a Naruto one, like you can see that there's a difference because the Naruto one's actually gonna require you to have watched the show so you can understand some of the things that are happening in it.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't think any of the movies from the animes or the mangas have anything to do with it. They're just kind of canon. Would you watch another one, Roy?
Yeah, I would. I would definitely watch another one. I thought it was a very good movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
What would you rate it?
I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
I say that's fair. Because I was thinking between 6 and 7 out of 10. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was doing that too, but I liked it. I liked it so much. Like, I'm giving it a 7. But I was 7, but yeah, I'd say 7. Yeah.
I guess I'll lean towards like a 6.5 because, like I said, I'll split the difference there. You know what I mean? I had some questions about it. So is it like the voices and stuff, like some because I know it's dubbed and whatever, or is it common for women to play like voice younger boys and stuff in animes?
Yes,
it is. Okay. And does it happen a lot where like you have these little kids, but you can clearly tell it's an adult talking? Because there was a character in there, I forget which one, and they were younger, and you could clearly tell it was an adult woman talking. It was just
there's a reason behind it because like even if you weren't looking at anime, like it's happened in like American cartoons as well. Like Rugrats, where Tommy Pickles is actually voiced by a girl.
Bart Simpson.
Bart Simpson's a girl.
Bart Simpson's a girl.
The reason that they do this is because if like a show goes on for numerous amounts of years, over time, guys' voices will change. Change when they go through puberty. Girls' voices tend to not really change too drastically. So because of that, they don't like if the character's not going to age, they're going to stay the same throughout the entire thing. Then you obviously need the same voice. Yeah.
No, I understand, and like I totally understand I was just curious if that was common because that I know that's been a popular or a common thread, trope, whatever, throughout cinema, theater, everything, that women will either voice and sometimes even play younger men because they have their features are softer, they can pull it off and whatever. And so I was just curious about that. And then as I was thinking, it just stuck out to me, like when he was first talking to another young person, that I mean, it didn't bother me that it was a woman, even though you could tell it was a woman. That she sounded, he was portraying a young person, and you could clearly tell this woman was like 35 years old. The way she talked, it was very mature. You know what I mean? Whereas his character, sounded more age appropriate. So just thought I had noticed.
Well, like I think some of it too also depends on like because it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
a
they
dub. I understand that too. It's a dub.
just getting into the character. So like if you have like this guy with like a deep baritone accent, he can't give you the high pitched voice you're gonna get from a kid. You just can't do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe he could try, and maybe he could, but
No,
a little easier.
I agree. It was just two things that I had thought of when I was, as I was watching it.
Speaking of being dubbed, is there any thoughts of making that into an American version? Since Americans were copying everything else anyway.
Oh, that's a good question, man.
So do you mean like
I'm blacktastic? Of course, it's a good question.
like redo it so it's like takes place in like say New York City?
Yeah.
I mean, they could do that, but then you have to redo all that artwork.
No, you don't.
And you have to redo all the lip movements for the voice, for the words.
No, you don't.
Yes, you
You
do.
make an American version. You do.
Are there any animes that actually like take place right in America, or do they all? I mean,
That's a good question, Tom.
that you know of. I mean,
most of the ones I watched, like they do take place in Japan.
Yeah.
But they do reference America.
Okay.
Like you can see some of the stuff. Like some of them, like they do have a McDonald's in it.
Okay.
There's actually an anime called The Devil Work. I don't.
Well, Japan has.
He was a part timer, and he works for McDonald's pretty much. But they don't call it McDonald's. They gave it a different name.
Well, Japan has McDonald's.
Yeah, but the McDonald's is an American restaurant.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Like
Okay.
they Americanize it that way. Like I don't know if they've actually. I don't think I found one yet where they actually start in America.
Okay.
Unless you count the Bat manga, where they made Batman a manga and they animated him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I haven't watched it, but I saw the trailer and it actually kind of looks really good. And they gave him the powers of a bat, like
cool.
so like he can, like when he goes into the shadows or whatever, kind of just like vampires and bats away,
Nice.
stuff like that.
That's cool. Now, in anime, I noticed with this, and I think from talking to you about anime, with you describing like Super Saiyan and stuff like that to us, and go whatever, I don't want to go too in depth because I'll start saying wrong words and insult someone. But so a lot of the story and in doing so, the characters, it's very heavily their actions are very, very heavily motivated by their emotions, correct?
Yes.
Okay, like even to the point, didn't you say like with Super Saiyan, like they yell to power up or something like that, like so they get angry to get more power or something?
Yeah, so like for like the Dragon Ball Z universe, usually whoever yells the loudest wins. So like when they're powering up, all they're literally doing is just screaming.
Yeah.
So in Dragon Ball Super, they decided to try to explain it, where you have like a tingly feeling in your back or whatever. So you kind of power up there, and it triggers it.
Okay. Yeah, I had noticed as I was watching it that a lot like of their direct actions were like, just completely tied into like these emotions that they were explaining in very detail. You know what I mean? Like what they were feeling, what they, what I mean? What was, their emotions were. So, all right, cool. Yeah, just wanted to clear that up because that's what I had thought, but wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, even like the non-action ones, like everything in the animes are always tied to your emotions. Like they always bring them out. I don't know how they do it. I hate it when they do it, especially when they kill off characters and then it's like, why did it hit me in the feels?
I had other questions, but I can't think right now. I'll think of them in a couple minutes or whatever. But yeah, I had after I was done watching it, I had a ton of questions. I was just like, okay, it's like I said, it's not my cup of tea per se, but
You actually watched it?
yeah, oh yeah, I told you I was gonna watch it, man. I told you I would.
I was kind of expecting questions like while you guys were watching. I'd just be like home doing whatever and just be like, oh, I got a question about this.
See, I tried watching during the week. I kept falling asleep because my hours. I get out of work at 1:00 in the morning. I'm home at 1:30. Blah blah blah. So I finally, after I ran some errands this morning, put it on before our show and got all the way through it. So yeah, that's why you probably didn't hear from me during the week on it. Because otherwise, I would have been during the week hitting you up and asking you a lot of questions.
I would have been saying, stop asking questions during the week. Save it for the show.
Well, it's just more to understand it so I can,
Yeah.
have a conversation about it. You know what I mean? Because there is a lot that I don't watch anime. So, it's like I don't understand. But I definitely see why people like it. That's for sure, man. I definitely see the appeal. It doesn't mean I'm going to be out there. What's that?
Anime just looks good. Like if you think the beauty of the anime itself, they just look awesome.
I wish they did like that good with our cartoons
Mhm.
instead of just making stuff episodic.
Well, we steal everything from them for Japan and China anyway, so.
Yeah, we do.
Well, Derek, that was a very good review.
Yeah, it was, man. I'm really good.
I'm glad I could sway you onto the anime side.
I'm shocked that you actually had notes.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't have any notes.
If it's a movie like that, I need notes. But if it was a movie like that went with an anime, then I wouldn't really need the notes because I have more information about it.
Right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. But I want to urge everybody, tell your friends, tell your family, subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube. Comment on our shows. If you guys have episodes, shows you want us to review, stuff you want us to talk about, let us know. But subscribe. That way you stay up to date to all our fun happenings. Any final words, boys?
I do want to say this as Rhode Island Comic Con announced a slew of anime voice actors this week.
I thought you put that in the news.
I was tagged in every single post update, every single guest announcement this week. I was tagged.
I thought for sure you'd be like, "Oh, hold on, I got some news for you."
Well, we can talk more in depth next week.
But I'll give you like the two biggest ones.
Please do.
Christopher Sabat, who played it was mostly the My Hero Academia cast that they announced, but Christopher Sabat is All Might in that. But he's also done a million voices for Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
He's done Piccolo. He does Zoro in One Piece. They also announced Colleen Clinkenbeard, who is also all over the place for anime. She did Young Gohan in Dragon Ball. She does a character in My Hero Academia, but I can't think of her name because it's not too big of a character. She does Luffy in One Piece.
Your voice and your picture is so off. I have no idea what's going on with your voice, your video and audio.
We animated it.
Apparently, Jesus Christ. I like you to stare at your lips not moving when you're speaking. I'm like, what is going on here?
Dubbed over.
I learned how to speak anime. I'm sorry. And she also is Urza in Fairy Tail. But those are the two big ones. We'll go over the rest of those announcements and invite our guests that they announced the next time.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for watching. Tom, any final words?
No, thanks, guys, for tuning in. And come back next week.
Yeah, tune in next week. We're going to have some more news. Tom will have some Comic-Con info. Derek will have some anime info. So tune in next week, and we'll see you then. Subscribe and comment, everybody.
Maybe we should reveal the anime tattoo I have next week if they can guess the characters.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
There are 10 characters in case anyone wants to guess them.
Oh, Jesus. And there could be another pop review next week, so we'll have to wait and see on that. So tune in next week, guys. All right, everyone, have a good night, and thank you again for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.